Whoa, it's a beautiful day to do these reactions, man. Listen, like it before you light it, hit the sub before you hit the bud, join the team before you hit the green. Listen, guys, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I went down a rabbit hole, right? America ain't nothing but a third world country with a Gucci belt on, bro. Honestly, dog, when you start to look at all of these other countries, especially like South Korea, Japan, and China, we living in the Stone Ages back here. Let me show y'all some shit.
I live in China and I'm gonna show you 10 things here that feel like the future. Let's go. And we're gonna start this video off with some robots. So here in China, robots control absolutely everything, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean. Insane infrastructure. Now, China is the best place in the world when it comes to reinvesting into their infrastructure.
Yes.
You have places like this all over China. I mean, look at how cool this is. Underground cities. So many of the malls and shopping centers here in China have these underground food courts.
See?
As you can see, they go for miles and miles and miles, and we're completely underground. I mean, just look at all these people eating hot pot, and we're not even on the ground level. High-speed trains. All trains here feel like they're out of a sci-fi movie. They're insanely fast, cheap, clean, and much better than America. Facial recognition. You're gonna see these scanners all over the place in China. As you can see, the door is locked. You don't scan a code, you don't tap your phone. All you gotta do is look straight into the camera, and you're good to go. Super
AI to get inside of a building, dog. Facial recognition, bro. Come on, man.
For aesthetic malls. I'm currently walking on the -2nd floor of this 6-story mall, and there's not a drop of dust anywhere. This place looks ridiculous. Palm scanning. So many of the convenience stores and even malls here do not require a card. All you got to do is just scan your palm over the reader, and you're good to go. Self-checkout mega markets. So as you can tell, this is an entire supermarket, and there's no cash registers here. This is an introvert's dream. Underground billiards rooms.
I love pool. I just got into the game.
So here in China, you're gonna find these super modern and futuristic pool clubs. These places are ginormous. And then on this board here, you have prices listed so you can purchase girls to play with. Hidden stores.
You can purchase girls? God damn, bro. America ain't shit. We can't purchase girls to play with at no pool hall. This is crazy, man. They are living in the future. Fuck.
I mean, you would never know this place was even down here. You also have this hidden store where you have to go all the way upstairs just to find it. And even a secret Lay's store that doesn't even pop up on the GPS. I mean, just look at this thing.
With real ingredients.
And lastly, night markets. Aside from robots taking over China, these neon alleys are the closest thing to making me feel like I'm living in the future. I mean, can you just imagine yourself walking through this place? And there you guys have it. That was 10 things here in China that make you feel like you're living in the future. If you found something interesting, type down in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll see you in the next.
Hey, bro, you know what's interesting? For America to look remotely close to this probably won't even happen in my lifetime. And you know, the average life expectancy for a black man is like 69 or some shit, maybe 70. I don't even think I'm gonna ever see this. I don't think I'm gonna ever see what I'm about to show y'all in the next lifetime.
I have just arrived to the craziest city on earth. And you probably—
Did y'all see that? A train was going through a building. You ain't seeing that in America in this lifetime.
never even heard about it.
This is Chongqing, China, where they have petrol stations on top of roofs, trains that run through residential buildings, buses in the sky, elevators for cars, multi-story restaurants floating on the river, oh, and also the deepest subway in the world. It goes down 118 meters, which is roughly the height.
Do y'all see this shit, bro? I ain't never been in a building that deep with an escalator to go down that far, bro. I've never seen no shit like that. In a building that big, you gonna typically see elevators. They go straight up. You ain't taking no escalator downstairs. Another fun fact, guys, an escalator can never be truly broke. It can only temporarily be stairs.
To be 39-story building, and it took me 15 minutes just to get to the bottom. But the craziest part,
we're still on the ground floor.
You see, the reason people call Chongqing the 5D city is because it served as China's World War II capital. All of those old underground bomb shelters have since been transformed into roads, basements, and buildings. So
that's how you know America sucks. And I don't want to sound like I'm unpatriotic. I love America. But dog, I can think of so many abandoned buildings here in New Orleans that they're not utilizing to its full capability. And it's just rotting away, bro. It don't make no sense. For instance, Charity Hospital. China would have used that for something by now. Guys, when the 19 was going on, China was building out hospitals in weeks. You know how many years it takes to build a hospital in America?
good luck finding your way around. Here, you think I'm on the ground floor, right? Wrong, because if you go to one side, you'll see you're on level 1. And if you go to the other side of the square, you're now on level 18. And almost everywhere in the city is like this. Here, we're on the 14th floor, and the elevator even shows you that. But if you walk outside, you're now on the ground floor again. And if you think simply walking around the city is confusing, try driving. One wrong turn on these roads, and you're cooked. You might even find yourself accidentally entering the garage that is 500 meters to the bottom. Yes, I'm still driving down as I post this video.
500 meters is like 200 and something meters, which is like how many miles?
I have just arrived.
Yeah, that is crazy. But listen, this is why China is able to do things like this. Watch this video.
Iran is not the only story in the world. This is a huge week for China. And nobody is talking about it. The National People's Congress of China is meeting to unveil their next 5-year plan. The Chinese Communist Party works on these 5-year plans, and this is the 15th one. And they usually over-deliver for 2 reasons. One is they can use a whole-of-country approach. They say they want electric vehicles, well then the entire country is making electric vehicles. The other reason they over-deliver is because oftentimes the CCP lies about what their production output is. None of that matters. What matters this week is about what the 5-year plan is going to talk about. Here's the central pillar of the plan, that is AI and self-sufficiency. Indigenous models, chip production, electricity production, data storage, all that. They also want high quality growth instead of rapid growth. This means that China's getting richer. They're moving up the value chain. Manufacturing is about adding more value now, not cranking out more volume. This last one is huge. They want the domestic market to lead the way, not the international market. Follow her.
There you go. Guys, China has underwater data centers. Now, I don't want to jump the gun, but it sounds like they may be the only people in the world doing it that way. Chinese underground data centers. Guys, when I said underground data centers, what I meant to say was underwater data centers. I'm sorry, my bad. Yes, China not only has conventional underground facilities, it has gone even further and built commercial underwater subsea data centers off its coast, which function similarly to underground sites in terms of being hidden and naturally cooled by their environment. Now, people are talking about global warming and all of that kind of stuff, but there are things that spew out much hotter temperatures in the ocean than, like, underwater volcanoes get way hotter than a data center does. So I don't know how much of an effect this would have on global warming, but the fact is they got it underwater, bro.
11,000 meters down, past the reach of sunlight, beyond what any human has seen, lies a place so alien it might as well be another planet. Welcome to the Hadal Zone, Earth's deepest trenches. And China, they're sending robots to explore it. Meet the Haiyan X, a new generation of autonomous submarines developed by the Shenyang Institute of Automation. These machines don't need pilots, they don't need help. They dive on their own. And they're revealing things we've never seen before. Each sub can operate 30 days straight without surfacing, enduring crushing pressures that would obliterate normal tech. They're armed with sonar, HD cameras, sample collectors, and robotic arms, all controlled by AI. On a recent mission to the South China Sea Trench, one sub filmed glowing jellyfish and forests of deep-sea sponges, thriving in the scalding vents of the ocean floor. Another pulled up samples of bacteria that survive extreme heat, acid, even radiation, the kind of life that could lead to medical breakthroughs, new materials, or biofuel tech.
Crazy.
But this isn't just science, it's strategy. While these subs collect microbes, China is collecting patents and mineral rights. They're marking territory in the deepest, most untouched parts of Earth before anyone else can.
This is crazy because this is what they was doing back in the colonial times. If it was unclaimed by anyone else, guess what? It's ours now, straight up. Guys, I want to move into electric cars, right? Y'all only really be knowing about Tesla, and people make Tesla seem like it's such a great car, but Tesla looks like a tin can compared to the shit that I've seen in China.
The fact this makes over 1,400 horsepower is pretty cool, and the fact that it's all under $90,000 is also pretty cool.
Y'all heard that right? $90,000. It costs less than.
But there's more cool things. Like the fact that I can just leave my car, go inside of the office, and it'll just park itself. Because I'm filming this in America, it doesn't have map data like it does in China. If this were in China, it could drive to a specific spot within a parking garage. It can avoid obstacles along the way, yield for people along the way, and even yield to oncoming cars along the way too. Because this is one of the first 900-volt architectures, it can charge in 9 minutes. But because it's a hybrid, you just put gas into this engine and it'll charge your battery while you're driving. To be specific, it'll take 90 minutes to charge your battery from 30% to 80% while going 75 miles an hour. And combined, it'll do over 700 miles. And because this...
Y'all heard that right? Name a Tesla that can do that. Also, name a Tesla that goes and get fully charged in 9 minutes. I don't want y'all to think I'm tripping. I thought I heard him say
90 minutes, but one on the way. Because this is one of the first 900-volt architectures, it can charge in 9 minutes. But because it's a hybrid...
Now, I don't know if that means completely from dead to charged. I don't know. What's the starting point? He didn't mention that because that's the fine print that they don't be telling you about. But 9 minutes, even if you halfway charged all the way up, 9 minutes to get the rest of it is still crazy. I know a Tesla can't do that.
You just put gas into this engine and it'll charge your battery while you're driving. To be specific, it'll take 90 minutes to charge your battery from 30% to 80% while going 75 miles an hour. And combined, it'll do over 700 miles.
And because the seats swivel, one parent could technically hang out in the back with the kids while the other parent drives.
And if you have older family members in the second row, just push this button. Now it makes it easier for them to get in and out of the vehicle, and to shut the door.
We're a third world country, bro. It is what it is.
I also get multiple fragrances that can blow out of my vents. I get glass crystal right here and glass crystal in my speakers, which is the same system that they use in Bentley. It'll even project things onto the street, things like letting pedestrians know that you're giving them the right of way. So in case you didn't know, Zeekr is the luxury brand of Geely, and Geely owns Volvo, and because of that relationship, they learned a thing or two about safety.
Bro, we living in the third world country, bro. Let me show y'all something else that he didn't show you about this car.
Behind me is the most powerful SUV on the planet. This has 3 electric motors, 2 in the back, 1 in the front, and in total it makes 1,400 horsepower.
Y'all heard that right? 1,400 horsepower. That is crazy. I got a C8 Corvette that pushes out 490 as the base model, and I did 175 in that. And this has 1,000, almost 3 times the horsepower. Crazy.
20 kilowatt hour battery pack that can charge in 9 minutes at 400 kilowatts. But on longer trips, I can put gas into my engine. That doesn't power the car, it just generates electricity on the go to give me over 700 miles of range. I also get these gorgeous wheels, air suspension to keep me comfortable, and 2 NVIDIA chips to power the LiDAR for self-driving. To shut the door, I just push my foot on the brake. I also get a panoramic roof with this massive opening. I get speakers in my roof, tweeters in my headrest, bass speakers in my seats that are heated, ventilated, and massaging. I get a
tweeters in the headrest, y'all.
Passenger screen, a main screen that works super fast, 2 wireless charging pads with fans to cool up my phone, this glass crystal volume knob, I get cup holders, storage space in there, secret storage space in there, and secreter storage space in my door. And did I mention how quiet this was? The back is pretty much the same. Speakers, pillows, bass speakers, heated, ventilated, and massaging. I get a table in the back of my seat. I can push this to shut my door, and this is my favorite part. Now I can fully recline with a heated leg rest. I also get a footrest, a cooler that can keep all of my drinks cold, and I get a removable tablet.
A removable
now
tablet, bro.
I can control everything inside of the car, and I can deploy my rear TV. Now I can watch movies in my 3K OLED display, and did I mention swivel mode?
Dog, for the same price that I paid for my C8, I could have got this if I lived in China. Crazy. But let's switch gears.
Okay, so I'm an American in China right now, and I'm at the hospital because I need to get some medicine, and I'm going to share the experience with you guys. This is where you grab a number. You just need to give them your passport. It doesn't matter if you're living in here, what kind of visa you are on. Anybody can go to a Chinese public hospital. Right now it's 2:17 p.m. and I'm going to show you guys the cost of the whole process, and then also the timing.
那个专家号还是普通号？
普通号。
普通的是50。
50. Okay, it's about $7 to see the doctor.
$7.
And then I just use my WeChat pay code over here, and I put this up and I scan, and then there we go. It's 50 kwai to see the doctor. Okay, so this hospital actually has so many different departments. You've got gynecology. I think they spelled that wrong though. Surgical department, neurosurgery, anesthesia, oncology, rheumatology. And this is just one of thousands and thousands of hospitals that are here in the city that you can just show up to without an appointment and see a doctor for around $7.
Yo, people who vlog, bro, I have a appreciation for them, because me pulling out my phone and doing what she's doing in front of a lot of people probably would never happen. I wouldn't do it, bro. I'd be just like, damn, why y'all showed up? I wanted to make content. Now y'all around, y'all blowing my vibe.
Okay, the time is 2:26, and I go up to this machine and I scan. How do I scan it? And I scan my code.
You try.
There we go. And then it puts me up onto the machine. It's been 1 minute and I'm already up there, ready to go in. Okay, it is 2:31 and I've already seen the doctor and gotten my prescription. Let's go down to the pharmacy, which is inside of this same hospital.
Do y'all not see that America
it
sucks?
takes for the medicine to come out.
If you've been to the hospital, this is proof enough that it sucks.
The first step is I need to go pay for it.
Speaking figuratively, y'all, I love America. I be scared, y'all. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I think they listen to everything, and I could be placed on a watch list because of shit like
Total of the prescription was 37 kwai, which I'm pretty sure is like 你好，要付费的 37 kwai, which I'm pretty sure is like $5 for the whole prescription, plus the $7 to see the doctor. I'll do the math later.
Why we just can't copy the Chinese, bro? Why? Literally, that's the blueprint. Just copy them. Forget all the other stuff that comes with it, but copy them and we could be just like this.
I think it's $12. Okay, now that I've paid the $5, I'm taking my code, and then now I'm officially lined up. And I think that in a second, my name might pop up here at one of these. Okay, it's been less than a minute and my name is already up there, and I can give them my prescriptions. Here we go, up there. You can see the time, 2:36. Yeah, there we go. And then I've got the medicine and I'm ready to walk out of here. So from 2:17 until 2:36, 19 minutes. And I did everything that I needed to do, and the cost was $12 here at a Chinese public hospital. How much would it cost where you are? And oh, by the way, I did all of this without insurance.
This country is a scam. I saw a video, and I can't find it right now, of a lady, a white lady in China somewhere. I forget. I don't know if she was in Beijing. I don't know if she was in Shanghai, or I don't know. But all I do know is she was at the hospital for less than an hour and a half, had blood work done, had received an MRI, all kind of shit, and was out that mother. And it was cheap. Try to get an MRI today in America. Anywhere, I don't give a damn if you're in San Francisco or if you're in the rural South. Try to get an MRI. It's not happening in under an hour and a half. It's probably not going to happen that same day, oftentimes. I'm just keeping it real with y'all.
How does China pay for their universal healthcare system? I'm a doctor in the U.S., frustrated with our system, exploring universal healthcare around the world, and sharing what I learned. So this is about China and most about finances. I'll talk about other things in other videos. So there are 3 basic levels of insurance. I'm going to call it the first one the worker insurance. The second is like the unemployed or government insurance. And the third is the catastrophic plan. Everybody gets enrolled in the catastrophic plan, but then the people who are actively working are going to be in that top level employee plan. That is the better plan to be in. You, as a worker, would typically pay about 2% of your income, and your employer would pay about 5 to 10% of your income as a payroll tax towards the healthcare system. There are caps on how much you'd have to spend. It doesn't just keep going up and up and up. Then the second is where like unemployed people would have, or the rural populations that may be farmers, those kind of things. They have a flat premium they have to pay, but it's mostly subsidized by taxes. And the poorer you are, the more subsidies you get towards your premium. That plan does not cover as many things as the worker plan does. Then there is a catastrophic plan that covers the big expenses, but it's not a complete catastrophic plan. So it typically will reimburse or cover you up until like 6 times the average worker salary of an area. So you can still very much go bankrupt if you had something majorly catastrophic. In fact, there were about 21% of homes in China had over 10% of their income was actually spent on healthcare because of out of control costs. So even though the costs of things are much cheaper individually in China, there are still some diseases that could lead to significant out of pocket costs. So
shit, just don't get the disease. I'm saying that shit like it's easy. People don't sign up to get diseases. Not the ones that come out the blue like cancer and shit. Nah.
Is this really universal health care if you could still potentially be bankrupt? And Chinese doesn't really have a bankruptcy system like we have here. As a country, they spend about 7.2% of GDP on health care. We spend about 18% right now, and we're projected to go up to about 30% by 2040. And so while they have much better coverage than the average American, they have the cost to just get the health care is a lot lower because they're much more efficient. It is not a zero cost system. They do have to pay as they go. There's deductibles and co-pays, and there is a significant amount out of pocket. It's just such a smaller amount compared to what we pay here in the United States.
She just tried to make it sound like they're not a million times better than us, though. Like, she's trying to be political because everything I just heard shows that they're a million times better than us. And then we're going to go over some of these comments, man. All right, so here we go. Also, China forces corporations to pay their fair share in taxes as opposed to the U.S. Yeah, the politicians in the U.S. like to give the companies, the rich corporations, trillions of dollars in tax cuts. That's what we do over here. What does she say? Actually, no, you missed a massive concept. There is healthcare coverage. Firstly, the cost is significantly lower in general than the health insurance covers 80-90% of the cost when you go to the doctor. There are no deductibles. How do I know? I live and work in China and have a Chinese worker healthcare. Now, hold on. I know I saw something else. Okay, so this comment over here, y'all can't see it. I don't want to move my screen. My editor's going to hurt me. As an American in China, I didn't have insurance. It cost $2 to see the doctor and $5 for the Ventolin inhaler and $4 for augmentin for a respiratory issue. Yeah, man, this is crazy, dog. This is crazy.
That boy said he went to China, got an MRI, X-ray, and blood work for $80. $80 for an MRI, blood work, and X-ray. You know how much that shit would have cost in the United States?
Let's find out. I have a computer with internet access. On average, in America, how much would it cost for me to get an MRI done, an X-ray done, and blood work done all in the same day? How much would it cost? And roughly, how long would it take for me to get all of that stuff done in a perfect case scenario? Let's see what they say. In a best case, cash pay scenario at lower cost outpatient centers, you're roughly looking at around 2 to 3 hours total on site and about $1.5 to $3,000 out of pocket for all three together. Oh my God. MRI national average is about 1.3 to 2K, but low cash MRI centers can be in the 400 to 800 range for a basic scan. Typical broad range is 400 to 12K. God damn it. X-ray national average is around $125 to $300 with common ranges between $50 and $500 depending on body part and facility. Blood work, common panel, CBC, CMP, lipids, etc. are often $25 to $125 per panel. Bro, we're getting screwed. They bending us over, dog. We can't even touch any other country. We've been on China this whole time. This is the whole kicker too. Cost of living. Let's watch this one. This is what $800 get you in China.
会把字结合，愿花钱交朋友，卖艺高人当当。
This is our $1,200 a month penthouse here in China. This place has crazy features before entering the unit, such as a key fob entrance, face scan to enter your building, and we even have a private elevator that takes us right up to our front door.
How do I move to China, bro?
To enter our unit, all you have to do is place your thumb on the door handle and it reads your fingerprint, and then voila. Our penthouse consists of 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. We're only 2 people, so of course we're going to be turning the other bedrooms into an office, a content room, and maybe a movie theater, depending on how we feel. The living room is very spacious, and to be honest, this is what sold us when searching for the perfect penthouse.
Man,
I mean,
bro,
look at all of this.
We are getting ripped off.
The next thing that sold us was the kitchen. If you don't know, your boy MJ is a chef, so I like to throw down in the kitchen. So once I saw how much room the kitchen had, my mind was already made up. And yes, it came furnished 100%.
Jesus
we didn't
Christ!
have to purchase any of the furniture items that you see. All we had to do was pay and move in the same day. This penthouse also came with heated floors, washer and dryer, a refrigerator, and it even comes with a digital tablet that controls the elevator to let some of your guests up and down, and you can even see what's going on around the property thanks to the security cameras. It doesn't get any better than this for $1,200 a month. What can $1,200 get you a month in your country?
I would pay $4,000 a month in America for that.
Watch this.
And they would never charge $4,000 a month in America for this, but I would pay it if I had the option. Brand new washer.
Comment down below penthouse to see the full YouTube video.
Jesus Christ, man. All right. How much it costs to eat in China? I heard Beijing is an expensive city. That's like a New York.
Pick my lunch with me at a Chinese food court. So they have lots of places around like this where you choose multiple options and then you pair it with like rice or something, and the pricing is roughly like 16 won, which is like $3 for one dish, like one meal, which is actually so cheap. I think I'm gonna get something from here,
and that shit look fresh.
They have cool options and it's cheap. That's what the meals look like. It's
all that for $3.50.
English? English? Selected package. 2 meat dishes and 2 vegetables. Okay. 2 meat. Can I get 1?
All right, don't be reaching over the food now. Look at this, bro.
And vegetable.
Yeah, they pissing me off.
So I just finished my lunch at the mall, and I noticed that there are a lot of TikTok refugees on Redbook that are really curious about the living cost in China. So there's this supermarket at the mall. I thought I'd just show you guys the price here. These are strawberry, 16.8 RMB for 500 grams. Blueberries, 9.9 for a box. Since this is a supermarket, so the price here is a little bit higher than ordinary market. And I googled it up. For now, $1 equals to 7.3 RMB. These are bananas, almost 5 yuan. For this one, it's 8.78.
And these probably not grown with chemicals and pesticides and all that kind of stuff.
Apples, 3.99 RMB.
Bro, we getting ripped off,
Oranges, 3.58 RMB every 500 grams. These are selected and packed ones, so the price may be a little higher. Cucumbers, these are 2.58 and these are 3.28. Cabbage, 1.58. Celery, almost 2 yuan. There are just too many of them. I guess I can't cover them all in one single
And
video.
you're only paying this amount of money because you in a fancy ass Whole Foods like restaurant. If you go and buy it off the side of the road like a watermelon, it's gonna be way cheaper. Dog, this video is over 30 minutes long, bro, and we ain't even touched the surface of how much better other places are living than us, dog. We haven't talked about South Korea. We ain't talked about some of the UAE countries. We ain't talked about Japan, Singapore. We ain't discussed none of that. We on China, and we've only probably covered 10% of the things that they are doing better than us. Crazy. If you want a part 2, let me know in the comment section. I'm gonna get at y'all on the next one. Don't forget to hit the hypes for your boy if you got a couple of them things to spare.